Hello. In this insight, we'll look at the different ways you can get to know your customer. So, you've identified a problem and scoped out a solution. But how do you know the market agrees with your thinking? One of the biggest challenges for entrepreneurs is getting to know and understand the customer. Too often, products and services are developed without appreciating the customer's real needs. The result is poor sales and a lot of time, effort, and money wasted. In this insight, we'll look at some of the different strategies you can use to better understand the organizations and people who might buy your solution. Getting to know your customer. The Lean Startup methodology aims to shorten product development cycles by adopting a combination of business hypothesis experimentation, iterative product releases, and validated learning. Big words, I know. The central hypothesis of the Lean Startup methodology is that if startup companies invest their time into going through various phases of iteration in terms of building products or services to meet the needs of customers, they can reduce the market risks and sidestep the need for large amounts of initial project funding and expensive product launches and indeed failures. By using key performance indicators and continuous deployment processes, you will be able to constantly fine-tune your product or service offering. But this can only be done if you've built successful feedback loops into your business. Strategies to get to know your customer. Understanding the needs of your customer is the most important step you can take in building a successful business. And there are a number of strategies you can use to do this. Some of these are ethnographic research, interviews with stakeholders, focus groups, product trials, as well as data and analytics. We'll unpack each of these briefly. Ethnographic research. Ethnography is a research method whereby you observe the target actor. This simply means going out to visit your prospective customer and observing his or her behavior in their natural habitat, so to speak. For the sake of this exercise, let's call your prospective customer John. Your single-minded goal should be to learn about John as an individual and to better understand how he interacts with the world around him. What other products and services is John buying? And how do these relate to your own offering? Who is involved in the decision-making process in John's life? And what factors influence his behavior? What does John use as an alternative to the product or solution that you're trying to sell? Interviews. Interviews can be extremely effective. First off, decide who you want to interview. Do they already use your service? Should they be using your service? Or did they reject your pitch and choose one of your competitors instead? Each of these interviews can tell you something different about you and your company. So think carefully about who you want to interview and why you think they might have an interesting perspective. Also, be aware that because you're a founder, you're automatically biased. It might make sense for you to ask an independent party to conduct these interviews on your behalf. And in this way, make sure that the messages you don't want to hear are still being recorded and shared back with you and your management team. The more time you spend and the more questions you ask, the more likely the interview will reveal things you didn't know. And if you hear similar things from similar interviews, you should know that you're close to uncovering an important insight for your business. Focus groups. Sometimes a focus group setting can change the feedback you're getting. In groups, people can build off each other's insights to develop new insights an individual might have struggled to develop on their own. So reach out to new or existing customer segments and invite them for a workshop or group interview. You'll be surprised by people's willingness to participate, and the insights you'll gain will be invaluable for designing your product or solution. The group might highlight pet peeves or features they wish you offered, and this can help you and your team think about additional product innovations. But again, be aware, you and your team are highly biased, so be honest with yourself. Are you able to let people freely share their feelings without jumping in to defend your product or solution? Maybe you'll be better off asking an independent party to facilitate these conversations on your behalf. Product trials. With a number of customers, trial or paid, using your solution, you can learn a lot about their usage habits this way. For example, you might find that customers initially opted in because of a particular feature you highlighted in the pitch, but then find out in the actual usage data that customers are more interested in another feature you didn't think would be as important. You can follow up on insights like this with interviews, surveys, or focus groups to fully understand what is happening and why. In this way, you and your team can focus on the parts of the solution that create the most value. Pitfalls and things to watch out for. Too many entrepreneurs charge into marketing their product or service thinking they have the answer. Only after a huge investment in time, energy, and money has been made do they discover the reasons why their marketing efforts have failed. Don't let this happen to you. Long story short, get out there and spend time with your customers. Learn from them, invite them to give you their feedback, and use this to get smarter as you refine your assumptions.